Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dainty Seamstress. Today I'll be showing you how to make miniature desserts out of Sculpey clay. So what I have here is a little matcha and dark chocolate and milk chocolate mousse. Really cute with little swirls on the top, white chocolate and dark chocolate. The plate we won't be making just the dessert. And for supplies, I have a beige Sculpey clay. It's the Bake Shop, olive green, brown, and this is suede brown. Sorry, put it here so you can see. Suede brown. Okay, and then for tools, I have this little piercing tool. I also have a little cutter, circle cutter. I have this little cutter, and these are all Sculpey brand tools that you can use for whatever you're gonna make with the clay. And I also have a Sculpey pasta roller. It's for clay, so it's just to flatten out the pieces like I did here. So let's get started. I'm gonna move this out the way. So the first thing you see is at the bottom is the dark chocolate. So I'm just gonna take the suede brown, take the cutter, place it down, and pull that off. And I'm just gonna use my finger to poke it out. Boom. And this is about 1/8 of an inch in width. The mousse in the middle is 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 on the top of matcha, and dark chocolate is 1/8 on the bottom. So next I'm going to take my milk chocolate mousse. I'm actually going to fold this in half so that I can get 1/4. So I'm just going to put that down and cut it. Put this to the side. I'm just going to poke this out like that. And then I'm going to take the matcha and poke this out. Okay. And so right now I have the 3 layers. There's one other part that I forgot to mention is I'm going to be using this resin mold. It's some like jewel molds for resin, but I'm going to be using it and I'm going to put the clay in to get a design. So I'll be taking a little piece of the suede brown for the dark chocolate. I'm just going to roll it up into a little ball. It might be too big, but I'm gonna just take this. I'm gonna be using, I think it's this little mold right here. I'm gonna take some of this in half and stick it in there. And then I'm gonna take this and just shave that excess off. Put that to the side. And then I'm going to push this to be able to take that off. I'm just gonna let it fall. So that's gonna be the little chocolate that's on the top, holding up the sticks. Came out perfect. Okay, so then the next thing I'm gonna do is make the little chocolate swirl sticks on the top. Now I made this little pattern with the dark chocolate, and I mixed the beige with some white to get a lighter color. I didn't want white. This is kind of like a cream color. So what I did for that is I took a little cutting tool. I cut, I want to say a 1/16. I did it like that. I'm sorry that my hands are so close to the camera. I'm filming this with my iPad and I don't have a stand for it yet. So just bear with me. Bear with me. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this. And then what I'm gonna do is place them on top of each other. Like that. And then I'm gonna cut off the excess. So that you can see this. I'm gonna move a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, put that to the side. And so we have this, and we're just gonna cut this into equal pieces. So let's see. I'm just gonna do that. And you know, I'm gonna turn it this way so you can see. So it'll be like this. So and so I'm just gonna do a set like this, and I'm gonna kind of push it together so it stays together. Being gentle with it though, because it will start kind of like bending and trying to come loose. So I'm just gonna press it with my fingers like that. And then I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna cut it. It's like I'm cutting little sticks of it. Again, being gentle, well, try to be gentle with it so it doesn't break a loose. So I'm gonna cut this part in half. Okay, so then now I have this little pattern, and I'm just gonna roll it with my fingers until it's round, like a little stick. And there's a little chocolate cane. So there's one that's done, and then I'm gonna do the next one. Just rolling it. So that one actually doesn't look too hot, so I'm gonna do I'm gonna use the last piece that I had and just use this. Roll it a little bit, and there you go. So I have those two, and that is all of the pieces. The next thing I'm gonna do is take the piercing tip, and I'm gonna use the edge of this to give the mousse texture. So the milk chocolate mousse, I'm just gonna do this, like scratching the outer edge that will be seen. So I'm sorry if you can't see this. If I get too up close, it's gonna be grainy. So I'm just adding texture to this to make it look like mousse would look. Or this could even be like cake. Like a cake texture. So this is also something that I used to do when I first started my business. I was selling jewelry and I was making Lolita clothes and dressing up, and I would have different little dessert necklaces and earrings and bracelets, and I would make it all out of Sculpey clay. That's how I started out. It was a lot of fun. So I have tons of Sculpey clay left over, and I'm like, I gotta do something with this stuff, because I stopped doing that. I kind of grew out of it, so I stopped doing it. But now that I'm collecting dolls and I have a dollhouse now, this is the perfect opportunity for me to utilize what I have and not let it go to waste. So that's going to be the milk chocolate layer. That's the only part that's getting texture. Now you could texture the dark chocolate if you wanted this to be like some kind of, maybe like a brownie. You could texture it, which is cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start layering. So I'm going to put the milk chocolate on top of the dark chocolate and just press it. Well, first I'm going to make sure it's even, and then I'm going to press it. Make sure it's even, and then press. And then I'm going to go back in with the tool and make sure that this looks right. I'm just trying to close up this little opening crack here. So I'm just gonna use this little tool and bring some of that clay down to close up that little gap. And this is a really good scale for black dolls or Barbies, either or. So 1/6 scale. Really, that's the only size that I collect as far as, I mean, I only collect at the moment. Oh, you know what? That's not true. I'm collecting LOLs. I have black dolls, and I have a few Barbies. Most of the Barbies that, well, not even most of them, like 90, I want to say 98% of the Barbies that I'm posting that I'm making clothes for, that's my mom's collection. So yes, she has a very awesome collection of Barbies. So the next thing we're going to do after we've textured that part, we're going to layer on the matcha. Let me find the best side. And then also, I'm not really concerned about whether or not I'm putting fingerprints on my stuff, because this is for my dollhouse. and for my collection, so I'm not too worried about that. But if you are concerned about getting fingerprints on your stuff, there are little finger tip gloves that you can put on to make sure that doesn't happen. And you can find those at like the Daiso if you have one, or you can order them off Amazon, maybe find them at Walmart. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is add on this little dark chocolate. Make sure that's even. It's even. And this one is actually bigger. So I made a little mistake, but let's see how it works out. So this one's actually smaller than the one that I'm using right now. But let's see what happens. So since that happened, I'm just gonna try to roll this out a little more. Make it a little longer. And this will be a series, so I'll make a playlist for Sculpey clay miniatures. I'll show you how to make the little plates and stuff too. I bought all of my cutters. There's like multiple. I believe I bought these from Amazon. So there's a bunch of the little cutters that come in a set, and then all the other tools I bought from Michael's and different places like that to sculpt with. And then this little thing, I bought it off Amazon. It came in a set with some resin and the little resin curing machine. Okay, I'm maybe getting a little off topic. So where are we? Putting the canes on. Let's see what this looks like. Or maybe I can try to do something different this time. Move this in the center. Maybe I'll just do what I was doing in the first place. Let's see. Okay, that's how it came out, which I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. Maybe actually I will take it and put it on the top, like, yeah, there we go. That works for me. And so the next thing that you will do, which I'm not going to do on camera, but I will explain the process. When you're baking the Sculpey clay, it's baked by every, I believe it's 1/4 inch. So every 1/4 inch is 15 minutes. So something like this is about a 1/2 inch. It would take like 30 minutes to bake. And you're going to bake it on 275. Let me check the package to be sure. This is the package. Oh, hold on. Let's see. This is the package of the white oven baked clay. Let me take a look at the instructions. Yeah, so it says, I don't know if you can see that. It says bake on oven-proof glass or metal surface at 275 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of thickness. Do not microwave. Do not over bake. So yes, those are the instructions. And I will say that once, oh, and then also here are the little things I was talking about. you can put on your fingers to not make fingerprints on your project. But for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so what I wanted to say is after you bake this, I love how it looks right now, but when I bake it, it's not going to stay looking like this. It's going to be more matte. It's going to kind of look dry. So you can use Sculpey clay. They have gloss that you can put on top of it if you want it to look shiny, or if you like the matte look, you can leave it matte. Like for this, I'll probably put some gloss on the matcha and maybe a little gloss on the chocolate here, but I wouldn't put it here because I want the mousse to kind of look dry. Or if this is cake, I kind of want it to look a little dry instead of wet with the gloss. So that is going to be all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial, something different, but still in the realm of doll collecting and crafts. I will be adding some different content here, different things teaching you about how to craft different things for your dolls' clothing. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Again, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I pray that you have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless.